Absolutely not. They needed the help of the civil power. Now, when they take him to Jesus, notice John chapter 18 and verse 30. John 18, verse 29 and verse 30. Pilate then went out to them and said, "What accusation do you bring against this man?" They answered and said to him, "If he were not an evildoer, we would not have delivered him up to you. He's an evildoer." Let me ask you, had he violated any of the civil laws of Rome? He had not violated any of the civil laws of the state. In fact, do you know that Pilate had the separation of church and state much clearer than even the Jews did? Notice John 18 and verse 31. Then Pilate said to them, "You take him and judge him according to your law." How many laws did Pilate recognize? How many? 2. He says, "I got my law, which is the civil code of Rome, but you take this man and you judge him by what? By your law, which is religious law." In other words, Pilate is recognizing that there are how many kingdoms? 2 kingdoms. His has a law, which is civil law, and they have a law, which is religious law, because they've accused Jesus of transgressing the first table of the law. But you see, the Jews, they wanted to put him to death, and they needed the help of the state in order to put him to death. This is what the Bible calls fornication. When the church uses the state to slay those who are not in harmony with her teachings. Notice John chapter 18 and verse 31. Therefore the Jews said to him, "It is not lawful for us to put anyone," what? "To death. We need your help, Pontius Pilate, to put this man to death." Notice Luke 23 and verse 2. It says, "And they began to accuse him, saying, 'We found this fellow perverting the nation and forbidding to pay taxes to Caesar, and saying that he himself is Christ, a king.'" Let me ask you, was this an accusation that would have raised the ears of Pontius Pilate? Oh, absolutely. They say, this man wanted to be a king. And he said we're not supposed to pay taxes, which is an open, blatant lie, because we already read that Jesus said, "Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's." He said, pay taxes. So this is an outright lie. And they're saying, this man said that he's a king. But they're twisting his words, because Jesus had not said that he was going to be a political king, but he was king of the kingdom of grace, of a religious system. And so Pilate calls Jesus in, and he wants to have an interview with him. He wants to ask him if he's a king. Notice John 18, verse 36. When Pilate says, "Are you a king?" Jesus answered, "My kingdom is not of this world." How many kingdoms did Jesus recognize? His, and what other one? This world's kingdom. He says, "My kingdom is not of this world." If my kingdom were of this world, in other words, if mine was a political kingdom, what would his servants do? My servants would what? Would fight so that I should not be delivered to the Jews, but now my kingdom is not from here.